How is everybody tonight? Oh, making candied apples tonight. And we are talking about dead bodies that were mistaken for props on Halloween. Are you ready? Well, I hope so. So this is Screams for You, and I'm V. So, turn down those lights and lock those doors. Here's a scream you can't ignore. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. I actually have 5 stories of dead bodies that were mistaken, some for quite a long time, as Halloween props. So, the first one that we are going to talk about is Dale Porch. Now, Dale Porch just came home from work one day, and on his way up the steps, he collapses and dies right on his front porch. And what's even worse is that a mailman comes and delivers the mail and walks right over him, thinking it is a Halloween prop. He didn't know that it was an actual dead body. And his son found him a few hours later. What a horrible thing to find. But that's how it happened. He really just walked right by him and thought that it was just some Halloween prop. That's probably, I don't know, maybe I might like to die like that. This person did. So, in 2009, the night before Halloween, there is this big, huge bang that everyone notices, but nobody knows what it is, and nobody does anything. The next morning, out on their neighbor's patio, is a bloody scene. But everyone thinks that it's a Halloween prop with the body slumped over and patio chair and blood everywhere. No one thinks that it's real. So, finally, after 3 days, a neighbor became suspicious and called the police. And the police came out to investigate, and they find the body of a 79-year-old man who committed suicide, slumped over in his chair. And they say they don't understand how anyone thought it was a Halloween prop. Well, I don't think anyone really paid that much attention. They just seen it passing by, they didn't go up and examine it. So I could see how somebody might make that mistake. What do you think? Do you think you would mistake a dead body for a prop? Well, did you know there's one that even the police did? So this is really, really crazy. A woman goes out and hangs herself a couple of houses down from hers in a great big tree. And next morning, everyone gets up, and surprisingly, people didn't think it was a prop. They actually thought it was real. And they called the police, and the police even came out and checked and said it's just a really good prop. That's all. Nothing else. And so everyone went about their business. But later in the day, a woman comes by, and she said she just had a really bad feeling. So she called her husband, who was a firefighter, and her husband came out and checked and said, yeah, that is no prop. That is a dead body. And then they got the police back out there, and that was a good one. They brought the police back out there, and the police determined that it was a dead body, that she did literally get up there and commit suicide. So it's sad, but it's crazy how the police came out and even looked at the body and was like, oh, yeah, you know, looks fake to us. It's crazy. It must have been, I don't know, must not have looked like a real body at all, or they were just really hoping it wasn't. It's hard to tell. And our last story of the night. This one is pretty crazy too. So there is thought to be a serial killer like running rampant in this city. Lots of people have gone missing these few days before Halloween, and they really think that they got a serial killer or a murderer on their hands, and they want to be informed. The police want to be informed whenever a body turns up. But this woman was hanging in an alley. Yes, an alleyway. A man even walked his dog by her and didn't think that it was anything other than a Halloween prop. He said he was like really close to her and everything. And they come out and find Rebecca Cade hanging by, like she got stuck, like trying to climb over a fence, or somebody stuck her up there by her shirt, and she was just hanging there, and she had been beaten to death. And so now she had been beaten and killed, so they're pretty for sure that they have a serial killer on their hands. And a few days later, they pick up Donnie Koshner. So, turns out it wasn't a serial killer, but he did kill this lady. And that is it for our 5 bodies that were mistaken for Halloween decorations. I hope you liked watching me make some, oh, there's an eyeball, make some candied apples. And don't forget, we got a lot more to go. So stay tuned, like and subscribe, and don't forget to have a creepy night.